Let's go.
Hello everyone. Okay, so first technical check. Can you hear me? And can you hear Keldaan? Keldaan, can you speak?
Yes, normally you should be able to hear me, or at least I hope so. I will also start the event on Discord.
Oh yeah,
you can start. Okay, great. You already started.
Okay, so let's just wait to get the feedback from the chat if everything is okay for the audio. So guys, can you hear me and can you hear Keldaan? I hope that someone at least has a Google account connected so I can answer in the chat.
It seems so. Well, when I hear the stream, hear my voice and yours.
Okay.
Well,
cool. Okay, so this is an Ask Me Anything session. That means that basically we are here to answer any question that you may have. Questions about the game, the development, what's going on these days with Pokemon Auto Chess. So we're counting on you to ask questions as many as you can. We plan to do this stream in English because we have an international community. But if you are more comfortable with French, si vous préférez le français, you can ask your question in French and we will try to translate it, okay? But we want to do it in English so that everyone can enjoy the stream and ask questions. Okay, so first we wanted to do maybe a small recap of what's going on with the current state of Pokemon Auto Chess. So we have some topics to talk about. I have a list over here. First, maybe we can talk about the activity, if it's okay for you, Keldaan.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so let me try to show you the activity board. Okay, here it is. So we have a pretty stable activity, I would say. I don't know what you think, Keldaan.
Yeah, since the last month, or the 2 last months, even we have the same average 300s or so, even more, yeah.
Even more than that, you have something like 500 games. Is it per day?
It is per day, yes.
Well, okay, so I don't know what you think, Keldaan, but I'm really satisfied with these numbers, especially because it's very stable.
Yeah, I'm so surprised with the... I was expecting more kind of a regression with the as time goes by, but it seems that with the usual rhythm of updates, we managed to keep some of the community alive, at least for now.
Yeah, the fact that we like stability is because if we have too many players at one time, we need to scale the servers, and currently this is very difficult to do. I don't know, maybe some of you remember the video by Keldaan on YouTube, which is the #1 Pokemon YouTuber, at least in France. And we had like 5,000, I remember, players coming directly on the website at the same time. The servers exploded.
Yes.
So yeah, we don't want to have that. If we have a stable and regular base of players, it's good for us.
Does board game count in the activity? In fact, every game that has at least one... Oh, let me think. Yes, I think that there need to be at least one human player, and if there are like a game with 8 players, that will only count for one game. So in these 500 games average, there's a couple of them that are with 1 player and 7 bots, but there are also some of them that are 8-player games.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're pretty confident that we have lots of human players, real human players. I don't know if you want to tell the number about the number of accounts that we had, Keldaan?
Yeah, you can, for sure.
Okay. So yeah, this is a small announcement because I just noticed that last week that we have more than 100,000 different player accounts. So that means that we have more than 100,000 human players that at least try our game at least once. This is incredible. I couldn't imagine working on a game with such a large number of players. So that's for the good news.
Yeah, definitely a big milestone for the account of the number of people. But it's also, I think that for 30 or 40% of those accounts are anonymous. So
Yeah.
maybe some of them, some of the players that are anonymous can have maybe multiple accounts, but not. It's at least 70 or 60 or 70,000 of people who tried the game. So yeah, quite a large group.
Really cool. And we have some advertisement for the game in the past months. We had a few articles, we had a video that was very popular on YouTube. Actually, several videos, because there was, of course, the one with Keldaan, but also other YouTubers made some videos about some chess mode for Pokemon. And just because of the keywords, we had lots of new players coming around also. So that's good. I don't know if we want more players than that, if we want to increase.
Yeah. So I was also I've been thinking of this question for a long time, and I don't have the clear answer. For sure, I think that the best, in fact, the threat is that we will get a spike a too big spike, for example. Not the one with speedrun, but maybe another one that will maybe come later. And that might, like something that Nintendo will not like. Or there's always the threat of the Pokemon Company and Nintendo who are always deciding on our fate. So we need to be careful for what we can do, but it's always a bit tricky. But I like the current state where you have 1 or 2 rooms with 8 people waiting. 1 or 2 rooms with
full lobbies, you mean? Like you have in average 2 full lobbies at the same time, and a few dozens of other lobbies playing by themselves or with friends on private lobbies. Yeah, I think that's great. Everyone can find the game he wants. Yeah.
Also, more players means also more server cost, but for now, with the current one that we have, would be okay for the next fight. At least I hope so, but we'll see how it goes. Sure.
On my side, I really like the current state of the size of the community, because we also need to make it manageable for the 2 of us. We are just 2 developers. Of course, we have lots of people helping us. Maybe we can do the community shoutouts now, but we have a moderation team. So great thanks to them because they are doing an amazing work, helping us managing what's going on the internet, because as you know, some really crazy people are just coming and insulting and sending profanities or trying to break our game, and you can count on our moderation team to help us with that job. It's not an easy job, it's not fun at all to deal with this, but at least we have a moderation team to help us. I think in particular Derpy Kira has been the most proficient moderator, so a shout out to him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's also very nice to see that people help each other for a project that I created, and also want to thank Curry for helping me this year.
My pleasure.
We started this January, and it definitely made the game look better.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe it's time to talk about the development and the last patches. So if you have been around for a while, if you played the game for a while, you may have noticed that the development has accelerated a lot since 1 year. So obviously it's because we are now 2 developers and not Keldaan by himself. But anyway, we are in maybe in the end of let's say a rhythm of development that was very fast. Maybe we will start to slow down the development for several reasons. First is because we are starting to have a very finished and polished game. So maybe not everyone will agree with this, but we're starting to be close to a game that we really like and we don't have much to add. And the other thing is that the current state of development, it's a lot, and maybe we won't be able to have a new patch every 3 weeks, like what we just did these last 7-8 months.
Mm.
So
Yeah, for sure. I think that for the last patch we made it in 4 weeks instead of 3, I think.
yeah,
So definitely we will slow down a bit the release of every patch. And for the future of the game, actually, yes, we're almost close to some kind of finished product for Komodo Chess. I think that the game in its current state has a lot of features, and it's already very hard for a beginner to scratch the surface of to have the basic knowledge to play games. So
yeah, lots of
maybe
complexity.
we can make it more accessible, and we can find some stuff here and there. But for the future, maybe. So we don't have a clear roadmap as a professional, or as we are not a professional game dev studio, but maybe we have some idea. For example, the cooperation mode or some other kind of a Pokemon chess game that could be not clear idea yet. So
we are also counting on you with the ID thread, ID forum on Discord. This is really helpful for us to get new IDs. For example, the Light Energy was initially an ID from the community, and I think it ended up pretty well. So yeah, of course, we want you to help us find new IDs, but at the same time, we are close to something that is finished, as Keldaan was saying. And of course, we will continue to add new units because there are lots of Pokemons, and there are new sprites that are being drawn every day. So we will continue to add them, but we are getting close to something finished.
Yeah. And one thing maybe that could be like thing in the middle something that could be done in the several weeks or months is something different for the additional Pokemon. You remember that we had this whole conversation about the bid or another minigame for these additional Pokemons, and maybe we can do something better than just the additional Pokemon with an item, but as always, it's for sure very complicated to find the best minigame that fits. Yes, this additional Pokemon rounds without slowing down the game too much.
Yeah, so basically every time we had a new Pokemon, we have an increase of the pool size. That is the total amount of Pokemons that we have in your shops. And so we need to find new IDs so that it's still easily doable to find 3 stars, like 9 copies of one unit. And we have many mechanics already existing in the game for that. We have the additional peaks, we have the baby synergy with the eggs, and maybe we will need to find more mechanisms, so maybe a mini game, something like that, to be able to fit all these units in the game and still having regular pool size that are manageable.
Yeah, with the mythical, the additional, and the hatch system, we try our best to find a place for every Pokemon, but it's always very difficult.
Yeah, I think it worked pretty well, but as you mentioned, we have also an increasing complexity in the game. Like if you start the game right now, you have so many questions, like how this synergy work, how do I get this Pokemon? There are lots of Pokemon which have a different evolution rule now. We have, I think, 5 or 6 different evolution rules mechanics in the game right now, which is maybe too much, in my opinion. So yeah, we need to find a way to fit all these Pokemons while not having an overly complicated game. Just a reminder, if you have any question at any time, do not hesitate to ask us, because we are here for that. What did I plan? Should we talk about the founding of the game, the TP?
Oh, yeah, you can show the page for you.
Okay, so how do we pay for the servers thanks to our TP? So we are relying only on donations. Of course, there will never have some monetization in the game because first, it's a pain to manage. We are not doing this for money, and of course, we cannot monetize a fan game because there are, of course, the intellectual property reasons for that to not copy and make a profitable game with that. But how do you think the TP is going these days, Keldaan?
So with, for example, with €58 collected this month, we have enough to cover all the expense for the server cost. So it includes the server in itself, the Mongo, our host for the database. So our host is it's a MongoDB database. And we also have some other server costs but more small server costs like the domain name, or we have also the DNS provider. You have all the list here.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this year we had a big donation from Red Panda Spear. And I have still some of this donation left. So currently, I think I've been sponsoring so Landorus, Thunderus, and Tornadus, and also Olucha recently, and Mega Sablé, I think.
Yeah, so if it's not clear for everyone, what we are doing with this money, once we have paid for the server costs, we are actually sponsoring some people that are drawing new sprites for the game, and that's how we are able to add new units to the game. It's because we have a collaborative project. I'm sure many of you already know it, but this project, the Sprite Collab project, aims to have the entire list of Pokemons drawn with animations. So we are sponsoring spiders for that. So you can either donate to our TP and we will use this money to sponsor people and have new units in the game, or you can directly sponsor spiders if you have some unit in particular in mind that you want to be added to the game. You can go on Discord in the spiders and sponsor section here, and you will find all the information you need to add new units in the game thanks to sponsoring spiders. That's what I did last month with Drizzle, and that's why you had finally an ultra unit for water and aquatic in the game.
Great. And just want to point out once again that me and Curry, we are not making money of any kind with Pokemon Chess. It's only a fun game, and we are just spending hours and hours to develop this game, and our only remuneration is the community feedback and the like. So be sure to like the game and share it among others, because it's the only way to reward us.
Yeah, right. Yeah, when we say we like thanks and so on, it's not an ego thing. It's because it's the only fuel that we have for our motivation working on the game, right?
Yeah.
And especially Keldaan, who is doing this for how many years? 3 years?
So if you go on the GitHub page in the Insight section, I think that we have. I started the repository in December 2019, and the first playable version was something like April 2020. But I think that for 2019, 2020, and also mid of 2021, I played the game alone, just with myself. So yeah, you think.
Yeah.
It's a big.
Definitely a long project, and this is why it has so many content today, because it's been a while. But after all this time, finding motivation to continue working on a project requires not only self-satisfaction, but also other people to encourage us, just like that.
Yeah, definitely a long time project. I didn't imagine that this project will be played with other people, but also that it will be shared at a pretty big range. Was not expected when I started it.
Maybe it will be also a time to thank the content creators that we have. So we are very lucky to have some people who create content based on the game. I think the most prolific this time has been Jean-Michel Trou, alias Jejilou on YouTube. So he's doing a lot of streaming and patch reviews, ranked match live and so on. He's been very regular these days, so you can check out his content. We are really pleased with that. And we also recently had another content creator, which is Plagued. So this is his first video, but I've been really impressed by the level of editing. I think it's really great. You have some custom thumbnails, editing and so on, and he's been really funny in the video. So I hope to see more videos from him. I suggest that you subscribe to his channel because I really like what I saw.
For sure. Yeah, I wanted to all the creator that have made something out of the game is already a pretty big milestone for me.
Yeah, definitely. The last people we need to thank. First, we are the bot managers. So bot managers, maybe you are not aware of this at all, but we have this amazing feature in the game that is the bot builder, and anyone can create bots and submit to the game, and now everyone can fight against these bots. And it's amazing, but it requires a lot of work, and that's why we have people dedicated to that. So in the bot creation channel on Discord, you can find all the bots that are submitted, and you have very appreciated people like Earnox or Spiel Army, which are our bot managers, who are doing some manual review of every single bot submitted, and fixing them or asking for fixes, so that we have a nice list of bots usable in the game. So big thanks to them. I saw that Earnox is in the chat right now, so thank you Earnox for your work, very much appreciated. And we won't be able to do this by ourselves, right? We really need other people to take care of that.
Yeah, definitely. That was always a big task that I needed to handle for 20 up 2023, I think, because now that we have hundreds of bots that are playable, I think that bot managers are a big part of our community.
Yeah. Next, we have some thanks to do to Abogadu, who worked on the Spanish translation. So if you are not aware yet, we have this big translation community project that we started, I think it was 6 months ago, if I'm correct. Yeah. And we opened the game to different languages just to have the chance to increase the community with more local communities that do not speak English. And so because it was a lot of work and we actually don't speak so many languages, I think Keldaan and I both speak only French and English. So that means that we needed other people to help us with this project. And so we started this translation community project. We don't have much activity these last days. For example, we have seen in the beginning of the project some people really invested in their own language translation, but unfortunately these are not maintained over the long term. That's the concern we had. I think Keldaan, you agree with that, but we were a bit concerned when we started this.
Yeah, for sure. And but with the change of the long so for those who don't know, you can without any development knowledge or the minimum development knowledge, you can participate in this big community translation project. And we had some issues with the inlang. So inlang is the editor that we use to help us in this translation community project, and we had it's a very new project, and we had some issues with our setup with inlang. But yeah, feel free to try to improve the actual state of the translation in the game. We are relying on you to update the language that are not French and English, because we are not it's not feasible for us to update every language each time we do an update. It's too complicated.
Yeah, when it's absolutely needed, we use Google Translate, but we all know that it's definitely far from being perfect. So that's why we need people talking these languages. And we try to make this as easy as possible, so you can just join in and maybe translate a few labels. You don't have to do anything, you don't have to maintain it over a long period, but at least try to make this community based, so that we are able to at least make progress and keep these languages in the game. It would be nice.
Yeah, it could be nice.
Okay, I think we have done everyone, so let me check. We thank the tippers, we thank the content creators, the bot managers, moderation team, and of course the spriters. They are not always playing the game, but their work makes this possible, so I think we need to thank some spriters. Maybe Keldaan, you know some people that specifically worked a lot on sprites that we added to the game recently?
So for the spriters, I think that I had so the main spriters that I sponsored are Baroness Faron, Funny Kick Leonam Jr., and E-Muffin. I don't know exactly the name, but that are the three main spriters that I sponsored, and big shout out to those artists.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe now. I see that the Mizuti just won the ranked match. So
GG, Mizuti.
So about the future of the game, the ranked. It's been a long time. 1 month that we didn't make any tournaments because it's always a pain to organize, and since was not very interested in for now to organize them, we decided to do some updates on how we handle these tournaments, and the ranked system or the daily ranked match are the first step in the direction for an automated tournament.
Yeah. So what do you think, people, of ranked lobbies so far? I know that the lobbies are usually full. Actually, we are going to push an update that will automatically recreate a new lobby when the previous one is full, so that you don't have to wait precisely at the time and rush on the existing lobby. You can just join at any time, and it will be easier for everyone to manage ranked lobbies. But what's your feedback for now? If you have any feedback, do you like it? Do you think we should change the minimum rank because it's a new thing, having to split the people who can join or not? We are really wanted to hear your feedback. So here, Nox, you like it? Okay. Anyway, since we are experimenting with this feature, this is basically just an experimentation to see if you can push further this feature and maybe make automated tournaments. That would be amazing, but that is still something that needs to be experimented, tested, and we want to see the players' feedback before investing too much time into it. So if you like the new feature, let us know. And if you have any trouble or any problems that you want to point out about this feature, also please let us know on Discord, and we'll do our best to improve it.
For sure. So yeah, but that's a pretty big feature. So
Yeah, that's the next big feature that we will work in the game, I think. So I was planning initially to talk about tier list. I don't know if you...
yeah, you can for sure.
Yeah? Because we need to code the Pokemon after that, so we need to hurry. I don't have any feedback. I never been at the right time for ranked lobbies. Oh, too bad. So maybe we can improve the messaging, like the notifications, to indicate at which time the ranked lobby is happening. We have just made a message 1 hour before, but maybe it's not clear now. So maybe increase the frequency from every 4 hours to every 2 hours. Okay. Okay. Definitely doable.
Could be something.
Okay, so interestingly, we had just at this time rank lobby and the Ghost Dark one. So I think it's the perfect time to go to the tier list review. So we are just doing this for fun because these tier list, obviously, we don't want to review them. We are not specialized players and professional players. I think we have Keldaan, maybe what rank are you currently?
Oh, exposed.
You don't want to say it.
1086, I think. Oh. So under the 15 and the 1100 mark.
Yeah.
So I need to set up my game a bit under the 1100 mark for now.
Yeah, it's complicated because when we work a lot on development, we are used to do basically nothing productive with our economy, because in development environments we have infinite gold. So we are just trying things out, and even when I try to play seriously, I always end up trying something new because just I want to see if everything works correctly and if something is not busted. So that's why developers have a hard time playing the game competitively. But anyway, we are looking at the statistics. Keldaan did an amazing work with the meta reports. We have so many information in the meta reports that is actually now public, right? You can see all this information in the meta report.
Yes.
In these sections. and you have so many information like the win rate, the popularity, the count of the different composition. Keldaan tried to explain me how this graph works. Do you want to try to make the explanation in English again?
Yeah, I can try. So yeah, maybe I can share my. Oh, you can share yours.
What do you want?
No, it's okay. So here you see on the left that you have a kind of display of every synergy of the game, and for example, the fire is very distant to water, and the sound is very distant to field. And the reason for that is that the field Pokemon that are played in field decomposition are not played together with sound Pokemons, and that's how we create this kind of team composition, where you can see, for example, that the most popular team composition is the field 8 with 3 electric and 2 fires, is that the meta generation report, that is a Python script that runs every day, is trying to aggregate all the games that are played recently to combine them in a kind of group of teams or team composition. And for example, the first one has 20. It's a group of 205 game history, where for example, I don't know the name for Luxray. Luxray, yes.
Oh,
Luxray.
don't ask me about Pokemon names. I have no idea.
Yeah, okay. So
I always looked up on Google every time.
Yeah, I also struggle a bit. So Luxray, the first Pokemon, is present in this group, in this team composition group, around 55% of the time, and that's how we, I group those team composition into several kind of team composition group. For example, you have the dark ghosts that are very close, the aquatic water that are also very close, and that's how the meta generation is made with some those information. So under the hood, it's a big. It's a bit complicated for sure to understand how it works.
But I think that we got the big picture, is that the current landscape of which synergy is going to with which one. So it helps building team compositions. Of course, we want to increase the variety of compositions that you can make, but we also have to take into account that based on the distribution, based on the units, some synergies will be closer to some others. Like we cannot split completely aquatic and water or field and electric, because it's just like that. And I think that in some scenarios it is desirable to have these synergies close to each other, and in some others we want to increase the distance between some synergies, and so we use this meta report for this purpose.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, the tier list, just to tell it quickly. So, of course, our job when looking at this tier list is that we want them to not exist, or I mean, everything should be as balanced as possible, so we shouldn't have some synergies that are above others. One thing I want to tell you about this tier list is that they are mostly correct. On the, at least on my side, looking at the data, I think that many people who are making this tier list are correct. Sometimes they disagree between each other, and this is cool, because if they disagree, that means that they play it differently, and we want to encourage a variety of how people play these compositions. But I think we agree that, at least in this patch, sound and aquatic are a bit above the rest. Do you have anything in this tier list, Keldaan, that surprised you or that you disagree with?
Not that I disagree, but yeah, the thing is, it's always very very hard to understand why when we buff something, sometimes it's not the synergy that we buff that is the one that shines the most in
Yeah.
the next patch. And it could be a combination of plenty of other factors. For example, it could be that some Pokemon that we had for mythical or some additional Pokemon is just fitting the composition and making it a bit more above average, or there's a very, or maybe that could also be that the community never take a deep look on this or that composition, and it's always very difficult for us to manage a balanced game.
Yeah, and also I want to point out that these tier lists are very meta-based, and by that I mean that people are copying each other. They are looking at what is played, especially knowing that we have ranked lobbies. They are looking at what is played in these ranked lobbies and are trying to reproduce it. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. For example, I like to point out that sound, which is very popular, basically everyone saying that Iyoko, for example, is above the rest. But even if we agree that the peak rate of Iyoko is going nuts, looking at the scores, it's actually not that significant. Like, we have seen many units that are so-called busted, and actually if you rank them by average place, they are quite average. So in our position, we don't have any good reason where it is. Average place unique, where are you? Oh, it's so it's completely at the bottom, as you can see. So in our position as developers, we don't have any reason to buff the unit, at least not until we have seen significant increase in the win rate. So some players are saying, yes, this unit is super good, but nobody knows how to play it. And to that I would answer, that's great. That means that we have a skill gap. That means that players are more skilled to use a unit and be able to take the most out of it. So I think that's good. At least for me, my personal opinion is that it is a really good thing to have a unit that is that has low win rate but has lots of potential.
Yeah, it's also, I think that we start to, with the growing community, we start to have some kind of the same league problem that League of Legends suffers, is that some kind of Pokemons or units are good in high Halo and maybe misplayed or misused in lower rank lobbies. Maybe because they are hard to use, they are bad if not used correctly. For example, I think that maybe some Pokemons are very strong power spike if played with the good combination of items, and that also could be an issue. But of course, it's very hard to balance.
Yeah, and Yarnox says it is shingling, which is pulls it down, but actually even for 4.0 for Iyoko, it's not that great. You have so many different unique units that have better win rate than Iyoko, so I don't think it's the only explanation. I think that, of course, some units have more potential than others, but if this increases the skill gap, it's okay for me.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Yeah, and also, guys, don't forget that every time you write a report that this unit is insane or whatever, it's only both of us, Curry and I, that need to take care of those balance change. So please don't be too aggressive or be chill, because it's just our free time that we spend to make the game balanced.
Yeah, and these balance changes also need time. Like we have seen people screaming for hot fixes and balance changes because it was only one day after the patch and they already claiming that. And we have seen so many different results in this patch. Like if you are looking at today's ranked match, we've seen this kind of lobbies with Krabhammer doing some crazy compositions with Human, Fairy 4 and Rogan 3. And just because he has better units, it doesn't matter which synergy, and none of the units that everyone was claiming were OP were in this composition, and it just won the lobby. So I think it's more complex than that, and people are focusing on the wrong thing regarding the synergies and the units in particular. So I think you need more time to be able to digest the patch and see which one is indeed needs a rebalance. And I just wanted people to understand that this needs time. So we are doing these balance changes every 3 weeks or 4 weeks with a new patch, and I think it's pretty okay like that.
I also think that's I don't know exactly the release updates schedule of Teamfight Tactics, but I think that it's less than our current schedule, isn't it?
Yeah, Krabhammer doesn't count because it's way too much above everyone. Yeah, but be like Krabhammer, try new stuff. I promise you that we have a small community, so there are plenty of innovation yet possible in the game. So do not hesitate to try new things and you may be surprised. Stop copying each other. Okay, so it's already late. Maybe we should code now. What do you think, Keldaan?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so the plan is that we are doing just like the last stream I made. We are doing a live coding and coding a new Pokemon in the game during this live session. So maybe we won't have time to do the full code, the full implementation, but we hope that we will have something visual to show. So yeah, we are going to start the live coding session. If you have any questions in the meantime during the development and stuff like that, do not hesitate. Can I show your screen, Keldaan?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, you're live.
Okay.
This time Keldaan is coding.
So just to check if my screen is appearing on the stream.
Yeah, you have your usual 15 seconds delay, but it's fine.
Okay. So today I want to code a new Pokemon live, and I think that I will. So we have quite some different propositions that could be tackled here, but I think that I will stick with a simple one, that is Sableye. So we have already a post that give an idea on how to code Sableye that is written by ThroatGoat. So I think I will stick to what is said. If you have comments that or things that you would like to see in the Pokemon, I think I will try to taking that into account. But I will start directly to code something for Sableye.
Yeah, you can react in the live chat if you have ideas in the meantime. And shout out to ThroatGoat, which is a player from Long Date and who has been very helpful with his ideas for the game. So hello, ThroatGoat.
Yeah, definitely one of the even I think with Radar, that must be one of the players that played the most of game. I think so.
Yeah, you should look at his level in the game. It's crazy.
Yeah, definitely a big player. Okay, so we'll start directly to code the Sableye Pokemon. So first thing to do, we need to add the Sableye name, and I already spelled it wrong.
Spelling things is so hard.
Yeah, okay. So then we have the name in we will write a basic implementation for Sablé. Sablé will be a unique Pokemon, and yeah. So I think that in the post we add
Oh yeah, we at the
uh,
vote. Yeah.
dark Ghost mineral. So I think that I will stick to it, and for now I will put it as dark.
Which is interesting because we don't have any clear relation between dark ghost and maybe between dark and rock. I think it makes sense.
No,
But I don't think we have such a link between ghost and rock. So yeah, maybe it will open new paths, new compositions.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So I will already add some additional information for Sablé. So here the thing that the IDE is not happy, I think it's for to begin with, is the number of or the Pokemon index of Sablé. I think we can find it here. Sablé is
302.
0302. Okay. Then next, Sablé has its own family. Because maybe in the future we'll do Mega Sablé, but for now it's Sablé itself that composes its own family. Okay. Great. Then what do we have? We have also the animation that we want for Sablé.
Yeah.
So Sablé, I think, will be a melee Pokemon. And for melee Pokemon, we will look at the main animation for that Sablé has. So Sablé is a pretty detailed Pokemon because it's a main, it's one of the main characters of the story.
Okay, so that's why you have so many animations.
Yeah. So I think that, for example, Multi-Strike ability is a really good one for the melee attack.
Yeah, you have the same one with Special 3, which is basically the same thing, but the sprite is not shifted. So it depends if you want the sprite to move forward when doing this attack or not. I think for a melee it's fine to do the leap forward, so we can use the multi-strike for attack.
Yeah, Multi-Strike is definitely a good one. Okay. Multi-Strike. Then for the ability, so for the ability it will be, I think, a basic ability with not a lot of fancy effect, and we will go with, I don't know.
Yeah,
So
I don't know. Can you show again the ability that was proposed?
Yeah,
Something about
so
the
we had
items?
some kind of knockoff ability. We had
Okay, so damage burst.
yeah, we had some other kind of damage burst with some kind of condition depending on the item.
We have a
So
question. You can continue coding. I will answer a question. Crayfish says, is there a plan to eventually add all the Pokemons or just add as needed? That's an interesting question. Do you want to answer it, Keldaan?
Oh, tough question.
You are not listening. Okay. He's asking, do we want to add every single Pokemon in the game?
The thing is, I think we will need to come up with some other system that the mythical, the legendary, the hatch, and the additional, because there are already a lot of them.
The pool size problem that you mentioned before, yeah. But if we could find a mechanic to be able to fit every single Pokemon in the game, would we want that? We have also the question of the spriters, that we need all the sprites for all these units. It's a lot of work, so it will take years, I think, to have the entire collection of sprites being drawn. I don't know if you have a clear intention. You know better the project of Sprite Collab than me, Keldaan. Do you know if they plan to add every single Pokemon in the game?
So the Sprite Club is it's a long-term goal, but very, very long-term, and I think that it's going for sure in the good direction. But I think that Nintendo is releasing Pokemon more faster that the community is creating the corresponding sprites.
Yeah, that's possible. So maybe it's a never-ending goal. Maybe it will be something that will continue to be in the horizon, and we have people dedicated to that, volunteers. But we cannot promise, we cannot commit and say that we will add every single Pokemon in the game. For now, we have sprites to add, we have new units to add. So maybe at one point in the future we will get to that point. I don't think so, personally. I don't think we will be able to add every single unit in the game. Maybe if we stick to some generations, it could be a more feasible goal, like we stop at this generation. But we will have always new ideas. People want to add new units in the game, and you have no reason to say no for the current time being. So all the answer I can give you is maybe. And we need to take care, every time we add a unit in the game, it can change the balance, it can change the difficulty to get your units at the 3rd tier, find 9 copies. So we always need to be careful about the distribution based on the synergies, based on the rarities. So we need to make sure that everything is balanced, so that it's feasible to have fun in the game with any single synergy. Okay.
So on my side, it's cool, but it's okay. We'll figure that out.
Yeah, so far it's just the declaration process. It's a bit long, but you get used to it. It used to be worse.
It used to be much worse, yeah.
Okay.
So we have the sub-base, so that I will take the... so that will be 220, 5, 1 range, and 80 mana.
Yeah, but these are the statistics that are proposed by FraudGod, right?
Yeah,
So usually what we do is that we start with the statistics that are proposed. We are doing some kind of testing to see how it goes, how it performs. And we also have on our side some calculation spreadsheets and stuff like that to make sure that the statistics look okay. And sometimes it's fine that some unit has different statistics than the other ones of the same category, but it needs to have something to compensate, like it needs to have a special ability, a passive or stuff like that. So that's why we are looking at everything to make sure that this is balanced.
Okay. So I think that I will also create the ability. So those I see. I used to think that I had an ability called knockoff, but now I'm not sure because I don't see it in the game. So
yeah,
I will
it's something that is easily checkable if you look at
to write something on it. Knock off.
It's in the wiki.
Yes. Okay, good. So for the ability, we have...
knockoff is free. You can use it.
Yeah, good. Okay. So... I think that for outrage. Yes.
Okay, so no reckoning viability, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay. It's okay. It was just that will. Okay. We'll add it to
Yeah.
Sablé, and then
The
I
text
think
sprite
that
also needs to be changed because it's currently grass range. Just the line,
yeah.
just the line below the skill, you know, attack sprite.
Attack sprite. Oh, sorry. Yeah, and we need to have it normal melee. I think that it's some kind of multi-slash attack. So
Yeah.
I think that the best sprite will be that fit the best.
Yeah.
Sablé is attack sprite normal melee, even though it's a ghost type.
This is the
So we
hit effect that appears when the Pokemon hits another unit.
Yeah, for example, a small leaf or a small bubble or some kind of fire, and so on and so on. So I had also the ability. So we need some sprite for this ability, and so let's try to do something that looks like a knockoff. So maybe
knockoff,
some
something like, I don't know, big shot and stuff like that.
Yeah. Knock.
We have many hits here. Maybe they can be used. I don't know if they are already used by the fighting abilities.
So we have a knockoff ability.
Okay.
And it is very close to the one that are used for the normal ability, but also a bit different. So we could use this one, but maybe just looking at others, if we have some kind of better one. I'm not sure. We could use the teeth also. That could be also something to be used. I'm not sure. What do you want, or what do you prefer?
Yeah, I'm looking at the wiki to see if we have a video of the move. It's not clear. It's basically just a regular hit, so any hit sprite should be fine, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I will go with the teeth hit from the.
Yeah, sounds good.
So now I will use a software called Texture Packer. So Texture Packer is a kind of software used to create sprite sheets. Sprite sheets are like you don't want to have separate images for every animation. So to do that, we aggregate all the animation and images in one big image that is called a spreadsheet.
Yeah, if you type spreadsheet on Google Images, you will get it immediately. So basically, we are putting every single frame of animation in a single image, and we are just moving the coordinates to emulate an animation.
So we'll split this one with all the usual system of notation. Okay.
Yeah, so what Keldaan is doing right now is splitting first the sprite sheet and then recomposing it so that it generates a file with all the indication of the different frames, and so we will be able to tell with the code what frames are played in which order, so that you will get the animation in the end.
Okay. So now we'll generate the spreadsheet with our usual restriction. Okay, so that will be something like this kind of animation.
Yeah, looks good.
Good. And I will add it to the game file. Like, okay, great.
Down.
Then I will add it in a bit in the loading scene to make it accessible.
Yeah, sorry guys, more files to load. I know that the loading times are starting to be painful. That's also a thing about adding new units and new abilities on the game. It's that it's more things to load every time. Maybe we will have to do at some point a big optimization on all these files. For now, we continue to do it like this, but maybe at some point we will need to find new techniques.
Yeah, for sure. On the target, and it's a single.
Yeah. So this is the code for the animation, like what is going to be displayed when the Pokemon is casting his ability.
Exactly. So this is an ability that has 10 frames, 11 frames starting from 0 to 1 with no 0 pad. That will have a duration of 1 second, I think.
Yeah, this is the duration for the entire animation, right? 10 frames.
Yeah. And then the fun begin with the translation. So we want to we want to have a translation. I will write the English translation first.
Yeah, we can just keep the English translation, at least for this live coding session.
And I will write the effect before coding it. So the first.
In the meantime, we have a new question in French. I will translate it. Is it possible to add new items? So yes, of course it is possible, but first we need to find new mechanics or decide to remove an existing one. So if you have an ID for an item to be added to the game, do not hesitate to go to Discord on the ID thread and create a new thread with your ID of the new item, and we'll do our best to answer you, so the community will respond, and we will see how we will implement this item. I know that at some point we had a thought about reworking artificial, so that it could be a way to introduce new items without introducing new components. So maybe it could be a way to add new items. We did that with the previous patch with berries. So berries are new items. So this is definitely possible, but we need to find the right mechanic and decide and agree if this is a good idea to add this item.
So for what is maybe a bit very hard to code with the proposed ability is that if the tagging holding items are removed and additional 30 damage that is dealt, so it's relatively easy to do so, but the effect that the item add to the Pokemon could be anything, because it can be, for example, the resurrection status. It could be the immunity to some kind of. So it's very hard to. I see a lot of side effects that removing the items could have. So I'm not sure if I want to remove the items of.
For me, it's really close to the fifth ability, if you remember.
Yeah, it's very close. Yeah. So maybe I can take a look at what we already did.
I think we should go with the code of the fifth ability as a starting point.
Yeah. Definitely.
We know that some items are applying their effect at the start of a fight, and so when the items are being lost, stolen, or anything like that, you still have the bonus effect, like for example synergy stones or stuff like that.
Okay, so if we go with that, I think that's easy. So I will call something
Yeah.
like that. So let's stick with those numbers. We have some kind of bizarre syntax to make the numbers look shiny and colored and so on. If target is holding items, they are removed and an additional 30 special is dealt per item. Okay, looks
Yep.
good to me.
Yep.
I will apply it. Then, last thing I want in the traduction is the name of the Pokemon. So, for example, no, it's name of a Pokemon, Articuno. I didn't find any Pokemon that Articuno. Then we add it in the list. Sableye. Sableye. Okay. Sableye. Then we. That's it. Yeah, that's it. We just need to code now something similar to the thief strategy.
Yeah. So not
No,
knowledge thief, the other one. Yeah, this one.
Okay. Yes, and that will be easier. What would be easier? Well, it will be easier because we don't have to apply all the effects. Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. Okay.
It's interesting. We had a special code for dealing with artificial synergy. Like if some unit is stealing some items and is artificial, the stats are actually changing.
Oh yes.
We can keep it like this.
Yeah.
But since Sabla is not artificial and is the only one using this ability, maybe it's not needed. I think maybe we have some edge cases like some units that are casting some random ability.
No, yeah.
But they are not artificial either, so I don't think it's needed.
Yeah, I'm sure we can come up with some bug reports.
I don't think it's such a big deal at this point, to be honest.
So, knockoff strategy. Okay, good. And then, what is the... Okay, it's just my IDE that's in... Okay. So we have 20, the damage is always 19. Then
we want to keep a let if we are going to increase it with the number of items.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, plus... Oh, so it's directly...
Oh, we could just do it one way. Multiply by 30. Nice.
Okay. Then for each item of the target, we don't apply any effect.
Yeah, we don't get the items. We only remove them.
We remove them. The item is destroyed, and I update. So maybe we need also to update so if the target is artificial, it will lose its items.
Yeah, I don't think we did that for the previous
okay, so
abilities. So maybe it's something that should be done. In that case, I think that maybe it should be done in other way. Like we need a single, a single callback when we can establish everything that we need to do once a Pokemon lose an item.
Yeah,
we can do something later, like refactoring later, not during this live session.
Yeah, and I'm told is it something that players want? Maybe it's more consistent. It's up for debate. Okay, so we'll stay with this code, and I think that's it so it's a normal build. Okay, so
Yeah.
I will now generate the new version of the Pokemons.
Yeah, it's time to finally test. So first add the sprites, and then we will have some test of the new unit. I hope that it's not too boring. Actually, we are showing these live coding sessions as a reminder because the project is open source. So that means that everyone can join, if you please, and make some pull requests. Pull requests are actually changes that are proposed to the code base to improve the game. So it could be as simple as fixing a bug, changing a label, or it could be something more complex like adding a new unit. So if you want to get involved and try getting into the code base, you can do it. It's not that hard. Of course, it's easier if you have any skills in programming, but if you want to experiment with the project, you are pleased to do so.
Okay. So the unity is generating itself. And then I will generate the corresponding sprites.
Yeah.
Okay. So no, not yet.
Yeah, this process is a bit long, and it's longer every time we add a new unit.
Maybe at the end it will take several. Oh, I don't know. Also, I think my I don't know why. Pretty slow.
The CSV export is taking a lot of time. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Anyway, in the meantime, if you have any question, do not hesitate. Not about the code specifically, but about the game. I also have a few questions that I prepared in case we had to wait, for example, like this. So if we had a few minutes to spend, I can take my questions. Yeah, we're trying with an external channel.
I want to generate the sprites in the meantime. And it's 0. And not yet. Oh, my PC is dying. I don't know why.
Send money on the TP, Keldaan is the new PC.
Exactly. I don't know why it's not okay. So, right is generating itself.
Nice.
I don't know why. Let me regenerate.
So, in the meantime, I had one question. What would be the synergy that you want to rework right now? It's a question for you, Keldaan.
I was thinking of. So, for me, one of the most boring energy right now is. I was thinking of the field synergy, but actually that's not the most boring. Actually,
I think interesting. It won't be the first that comes to my mind. You know, when you have fighting, for example.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't think of fighting, but now that you say that, fighting needs something. Let me see my synergy in my game. So we are. So normal it's about positioning, but could be. Fire is okay. Grass is good now with the berry. The water synergy is fine with the fishing mechanic. Electric could be a candidate. Fighting is for sure the the best option.
I know that players have lots of different opinions about electric. I think that a synergy based on heat effects is really interesting. I'm not sure if it is the perfect state as it is right now, but I really like the fact that it's based on heat effects and that you are able to synergize it with all the different items like mana scarf or even other synergies like fire and electric goes really well each other because when you are applying the third hit with electric, you get 3 times the bonus of fire. So crazy attack speed and stuff like that is really helpful. So I like the current state of electric, but I know that some people would like a rework.
Okay, Psychic is definitely in a good state with the alarm mechanic. Dark is pretty funny, I think, to play with all the jump. Maybe a bit frustrating for the opponent, but will not touch it yet. Still is not the best, not the worst, but could be also.
I made some proposals for Steel. What I dislike about Steel in the current state is the fact that it is pure random, at least for stage 2 and 6. The elected Pokemon is random. I would much prefer something like what we did with Bug recently, which is to select which Pokemon is going to be duplicated, or in the case of Steel being buffed with its attack, based on the items and rarity and stuff like that. I think it would be much more strategic and much more consistent to play, so this is something I'd like to change with Steel.
Ground is okay. Poison is also okay. Dragon is for sure good.
I love Dragon. I love what we did here.
Yeah, for sure, it's a good change. Field, Field, it's okay. Monster, it's okay also. Human is a bit like a side.
Yeah, Human is the most secondary synergy of all secondary synergies, I would say. It's definitely not something that you put much importance into, but at the same time we have seen today that the ranked lobby, if I go back to the ranked lobby of today, Crab won the ranked lobby with 4 humans, so maybe it still has some importance. I think it's something that is quite boring and not very impressive to watch, but it makes a difference, I think.
Oh, the CSV finally.
Finally.
Okay, but just finished the review of the synergy, so Human a bit. Aquatic is good, I like the effect. Bug is a very, very specific effect, but I also like it in the current state.
Yeah, it's fun.
Flying is funny, for sure, and also I like it.
That was my least favorite synergy when I joined the development team. I hated Fly, and I wanted to change it, and it took me a long time to figure out what we could do. And something with paralysis and just flying units moving around every time and losing aggro. I think it's very fun and it captures the identity of flying synergy.
Yeah. So Flora, I like the Flora mechanics. It's really a gimmick and it could be powerful. I mean, Rock is...
Yeah, it's boring, but it's work. What do you expect from it? I mean... I don't think it's players complain about the synergy effect of rock. They always put it in the bottom of the tier list, but I think it's because, again, it's not the main synergy. It's something that you put for a front line, but it's just here to give time to the true range units and range carries to do the job. So it's not the synergy that shine, but just like Human, it is quite important, I think.
Yeah. So I will. Oh, let me just finish. Ghost, I think I like it. Not the. Oh, it's okay. Fairy is now better than before, and I think that's less frustrating than before.
Yeah, quite complicated to manage, but I think the current state is okay. Yeah.
Also, I like the high synergy. The fossil, we need to have more fossil, but I like the effect.
Mhm.
The sound one is also a good one. Artificial could be for sure a candidate. And so for me, I would say artificial, human, or fighting.
Yeah.
That would be my answer.
Okay.
Okay.
For me,
And
I'd
then-
like to make a change to Ghost. I actually made a thread about it because I think Ghost is not meta for a long time because the effect does not match the identity of the units. Like it's only an AD base, like it's based on the damage of auto attacks, and Ghosts usually have very unique abilities, and I think that I don't take advantage of the Ghost synergy for that.
Yeah. So I think that I base that synergy on the ghost synergy of TFT set 1.
Yeah,
So-
okay.
Also
That's fine.
very, very, very old synergy. And yeah, I think that I don't remember, but it was the concept was also on that.
Hey, look
Yeah,
at this guy.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
The first time. Wow. And everything worked.
Of course, everything works the first time. What did you expect?
As usual. Okay. So we have our subway guy. Okay, now we need to have a bit more tougher opponents to get.
Yeah, to test the ability, right? Mhm.
Yeah.
Since it's a new sprite, I don't think you need to reset cache or something like that. It should be fine,
Oh.
right?
Yeah, I was also wondering. But in the case of.
No, I think it's fine.
Okay.
And we didn't even test the different animations because I showed on my last stream that we had a special sprite view to be able to debug the animations. But we are confident we pick the right animations. As you can see, the attack animation is the multi-strike as we have chosen. And it's pretty good. And just
we
have
had
seen it.
the different animation, so everything worked fine. And did we add we had
a special
some
damage. Yeah.
special damage, so looking good. And now I need to does those bots have items? Not yet.
You want to test the additional damage? Yeah, maybe it will be hard to test this. Maybe we need to do more longer test sessions. I think maybe we can stop the live coding session right here.
Yeah, for sure.
Good work, Keldaan. You did
So
it.
you see it's not that long to code a new Pokemon, and I'm sure that you guys can figure out how to do them.
Yeah, the balance process is much longer, but this is another topic.
Okay, so yes, wow, first place. So I think that we'll stop the live coding session as the Pokemon is pretty much ready to be released in the next patch. And so in the next patch we will have this Sableye guy.
What do you mean, Ernox? Tyrod bot pulls items on the Pichu early.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes, if we wanted to test with another bot. Yeah, I think we will test this out of live. It's not very interesting for players to see this.
It's for debug or for
And
our.
Looking at the code, my gut told me that it was perfectly fine code. It will work fine, just as expected. So nothing to worry.
As always. Yeah, it's based on the Thief ability, so we should have already some kind of. So most of the side effects are already figured out. So,
okay, perfect.
So how long was I? Like 30 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Perfectly fine. What did we promise? So we did the state of pack, we did the tier list review, at least some kind of tier list review. I just wanted to share some opinions about the tier list. We made the community shoutouts and we coded a new Pokemon live. I so added at last moment that we would do one game with the developers. I don't know, Keldaan, because it's already time for dinner here in France. So
Yeah.
maybe we won't do it this time. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe not this time, yeah. But it's already 1.5 hour that we are discussing, but so
Mhm.
I think that we can end it here.
Yeah, if you don't have any more questions for us, we didn't have as many questions as we would have expected. So I guess it's because we are really close on the daily basis on the Discord server, and every time you had a question, we can ask them. So maybe it's because of that. Anyway, thanks for joining. I hope that you appreciated this little session. If you want us to do more, just ask. Because we know we don't have any more tournaments, so we don't have the opportunity to talk directly with you. So let us know if this is something that you think is interesting. Okay, anything to add, Keldaan?
No, it's fine. So have a good evening and see you
Yeah,
on the game.
maybe I will do some game tonight. We'll see. I don't promise anything.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
Thank you, Keldaan. It was very nice to do this with you.
Yeah, also like it. So,
Okay.
see you. Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.